Tēnā koutou katoa e te whānau, no mai haere mai, welcome into ILT Stadium in Southland for your Thursday night basketball fix. It is the Sky Broadband Rapid League and it is the Southland Sharks hosting the Hawke's Bay Hawks before the NZNBL game at 7:30. I am Taylor Johnson, joining me is Tom Abercrombie. Tom, what are we looking forward to in this game?
Well, good evening, Taylor. Looking forward to a good battle of the youngsters here in the Rapid League down in the deep south. Both teams looking to put their best foot forward. The Sharks not having too much success so far this season, just 2-11. The Hawks with a little bit more luck.
There will be the battle to stay off the bottom of the table for the Jets and the Sharks. The Sharks obviously with their tails up, having 2 wins, and obviously with the NZNBL team getting a good win earlier as well. And I think, as we were mentioning beforehand, it's nice to be the disruptor in the competition. There's no pressure on you, just want to go out there and disrupt some teams.
That's right. There's nothing too much to play for other than pride for the Southland Sharks right now, and same goes in the Rapid League. The Sharks got the opportunity to disrupt some points differentials for some other teams. Obviously the Hawke's Bay Hawks, very important for them to keep working on that points differential as they stay in the fight for that 6th spot. Obviously a win is more important than anything, but in the event that we do come down to a tie at the end of the season, these Rapid League games are starting to mean more and more, which is great for these youngsters to have something to play for.
Yeah, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting team, the Hawks, in the Rapid League. Here they are in their white strip today for the Rapid, and here it is: Kara, Moore, Keeley, Murphy and Lavery. No Kenny just yet. We might see him feature, but it will be good to see these youngsters get out and about.
It certainly will. Doesn't look like the GM, Jared Kearney, is suited. Oh, there he is. We might get an appearance in the Rapid League tonight. We'll see. But I'm excited to watch these youngsters go to work.
Now for the starting lineup for the home team, the Southland Sharks in their traditional orange. Taufa, Hoare, Kapia, Snow and Cole. And anyone impressed you in this team in particular?
Well, Ben Hall, 2nd in the Rapid League in scoring, 12.4 points per game. So looking forward to watching him light it up tonight in the preview for that main game a little bit later on. But both teams on the court now, ready to tip this thing off as we have a little look at the head-to-head points against. Oh, very quick look, Taylor.
Hey, it's not called the Sky Broadband Rapid League for no reason. We're rapid here.
We might revisit that later.
As the Sharks were first possession here, as I mentioned, they're in the orange. The Hawks in the white. Trying to look for some movement, going into the paint early and then passing it out, and a nice early bucket for Cole.
Yeah, nice bucket from Cole. I'm not sure how that pass found him. Skipped it across the keyway there, but managed to find a nice little 2 to get them on the board.
I think he was also surprised that he got the ball too. He didn't look like he was in a stable position to take it. Nonetheless, put the ball up, and first on the board in the Rapid League, and going in for the hook shot was Kobe Kara.
Yeah, nice little move there from Kara. Strong move, gets 2 feet in the paint. Nice little touch, and locked up at 2 early in this one. Both teams on the board early, which is good to see.
Kapia gets that ball closer to the rim to his teammate. Cole going again, and nice accuracy early from the big man.
Really nice move there from the big fella. Takes his time in the post and undeterred by the heavy dig from his Hawk counterpart, and a little running hook shot, which you don't see too often.
And the accuracy is on point at the moment for this Rapid League game. Shot being put up there by Jacob Murphy.
It's fantastic. Both teams coming out, shooting the ball really well. Who will be first to crack? Who will be first to get a stop?
Well, good defense being displayed, but tidying up was his teammate in Riley Snow. But that tandem defense from the Hawks is impressive.
They're putting a lot of pressure on the penetrators. And somehow the Sharks managing to find that little dump off to the bigs down low on a couple of occasions now.
Lavery decides to go himself, kicks it out, wide open shot for Kara, nails the 3.
Wow, both teams 3 for 3 to start this game. Both teams generating some pretty good offense early on here. An exciting game on our hands.
Both teams putting their hands up for the coaches as well, saying, hey, remember we got a game after this, I'm looking hot. put me on the court. Another shot coming in. This is nice stuff in the Rapid League. And it's exactly that. It's rapid. We've gone end to end, bucket to bucket.
That we have. Who will break fit? Who's going to get a stop? Taylor, someone needs to step up. It's not going to be the Sharks.
Wow, Murphy, Jacob Murphy. This has got to be probably the most exciting first quarter I've seen in a Rapid League this season. And no one can miss right now.
Can we go a whole quarter without misses?
Oh,
Taylor?
my
Or have I
gosh.
just put the curse on them?
Screenshot that stat screen right now. Matariki there with the shot. Going into the paint, Murphy. A block, but it was a foul. And so we'll get our first trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And take a breath, they must be tired because there was not a lot of stopping in there.
No, that was up and down action. First foul of the game. It doesn't really count as a miss, does it? He was fouled, so he's got a chance to keep this perfect shooting start to the game alive. Both teams without a miss. The Hawks 4 for 4, Southland 4 for 4. The Hawks 2 for 2 from the three as well.
Keeping on tradition is Murphy. Nailing his first trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. And as we mentioned earlier, the points here really crucial for the Hawks, in particular for that Sal's NBL ladder.
Yeah, they've got a pretty good points differential at the moment. They're second in the Rapid League, I believe, which is really good for them. They're in heavy contention for that sixth spot, as we see Scotty Telford draw the foul down low, and he will head to the line once again to keep the perfect start alive.
It was a nice interplay too between him and his teammate, just trying to get closer into the paint.
Is he sporting a stag?
Yeah, he's a hearty Southland. He's got a stag on his arm.
Southland through and through. Wow.
And there it is, our first miss of the game.
Well, it was a free throw though. The field goal
Field
dream
goal
is still
still
alive.
staying up. I love that though, and I was thinking the same thing. A little stag on the arm.
He's got a shark on the other arm.
I would be very impressed with that. So the Hawks now looking to keep their perfect shooting run alive. Murphy looking for his options. A really deep shot coming in there, and there is the end to the streak.
The streak is over. It was good while it lasted. Almost made it.
It was
that
great.
First quarter. It was the first time the Hawks probably haven't generated a good shot offensively.
Oh, beautiful look there. Quick passing into Connor Cole, who was in the key.
Good start from Connor Cole. It's up to 6 points in this one, the first quarter. Big fella showing some lovely touch down low.
Stagnant at the moment for both teams. Defense just into their zone. Were man on just beforehand. Kara for three. I think they got a hand to that. Did Cole. And that will be the end of the first quarter. And a great first quarter in that. And it is the home team, the Southland Sharks, leading 13 points to 12 over the Hawks. And what did you make of that first quarter?
It was a cracker, wasn't it? Both teams coming out the gate, shooting the ball extremely well from the field. Southland still 6 for 6 from the field in that first quarter. The Hawke's Bay a very disappointing 4 for 5, shooting just 80% from the field. So they'll look to pick that up going into the second. But it's been a hot start from both teams. Not a whole lot of defense being played, but that's all right.
Now this is probably my favorite, meatball pizzas. I love meatball pizzas. Sal's Bola is the code. Scan that, take a photo because it lasts until next week, Tuesday. Gonna
Does look
order
good,
us one?
Taylor. My personal favourite was the 100 pepperoni.
Oh yeah, did you order it for the kids?
I didn't, but I'm going to. But that one looks good too. Not fussy. A couple of veterans into the game now. Andrew Wheeler and Jared Kenny matching up against each other.
Like old times.
Just like old times.
I was going to say the age median just went up quite a bit. So GM Jared Kenny in the #1 singlet. Oh, the no-look pass coming in from the Hawks and then back to Lavery. trying to go around. Again, another no-looker. Wow.
Two no-lookers in one possession. I don't know if they're completely necessary, but I love the added flair and flash.
Razzle-dazzle from Lavery, and hey, it worked out in the end. They got the bucket. Southland looking to go drive hard to good. Tough finish there from Telfer.
Well, the Souths NBL Hawke's Bayside have not been playing a whole lot of defence, and their Rapid League counterpart not playing a whole lot here tonight, but on that occasion coming up a little short. The Sharks more than happy to oblige in the shootout at the moment.
Another tough finish coming in from the Sharks. This time, Riley Snow.
Yep.
Playing with confidence, the Sharks team.
They certainly are. I mean, they're playing at home, putting on a show for the Southland faithful. And they've come out of the gates playing extremely well in this first half. Southland Sharks. I've got 7 for 7 here on my stats, but I believe they missed one shot.
I don't think so.
They've missed one free throw.
Yes, they have. My apologies, that was Ben Hall. Kenny now playing the orchestrator for the Hawks. Lavery, see if he's got another no-looker. Yes, he does. And to Kenny, but Kenny couldn't get the finish for the highlight reel.
Just a little short on the legs there. JK, the GMPG.
Cole dishes it off to his teammate, and yeah, fell there from Joe Kenny, and I feel like it was like, I'm sick of this young buck, hurry up.
I think he just wanted to have a chat to the ref. Like, let me just push this guy out the way. We can get our conversation started a little quicker. He's got his point across.
Man on defense from the Hawks at the moment, and just an easy intercept picked by Lavery across that baseline. Trying to get the finish with the block coming in from Cole. He's having some sort of game. Here's the big.
Connor Cole has been everywhere, offensively and defensively. 6 points, a big block on that occasion.
First miss for the Sharks in the field as well. Murphy for 3, Jacob Murphy. Wonderful Rapid League game.
He's up to 10 points in this one. A couple of threes under his name.
And I think that one, oh no, that one was 3 too. I thought he had his foot on the line, but.
That was 3. Was that Connor Cole again?
Goodness me. This is such a good game of Rapid League because they're letting the ball fly freely, but they're also getting the accuracy as well, which we have often seen go astray.
Wow, the circus shot there almost goes down for Jackson Ball. As you say, Taylor, both teams playing with a lot of confidence, which it's great to see. We don't always see great shooting performances in the Rapid League from some of these youngsters, but obviously feeling more and more comfortable about their games now. As we see Jackson Ball really aggressive in the post. Kind of spun himself out of his shoes, but just enough contact to get the ball back on the baseline.
Looking for the options, just getting a hand to it was Telfer, disrupted that, so they'll get the ball back. Murphy looks to inbound, gets it to Lavery, drives on his own. Lavery just loses the handles, and it will be a Sharks ball.
Yeah, unlucky there, but I like Lavery's brought to this game. He's played with a lot of energy and confidence. Had a couple of no-look passes in the one possession. It's looked like he's really tried to make things happen out there.
Bringing the ball up court are the Sharks through Cole. Gets it back to his teammate Kapia. Little bounce pass, and again just unable to reel that one in. And in transition, Murphy goes quickly, gets the easy 2.
Lovely stuff. Jacob Murphy up to 12 points in the first half. Absolutely holding it down for the young Hawke's Bay Hawks team.
Cole gets it to Telfer. That one well short.
Yeah, really good job there. Riley Snow on the offensive glass, just sensing that one was always going to finish a little bit short. And Hawke's Bay Hawks in the bonus. So Snow will head to the line for 2.
Some substitutions for the Sharks. And from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, Riley Snow misses the first one, but just 2 points of difference in this game, and it has been an absolute belter.
And it has, Taylor. Southland Sharks shooting 90% from the floor at the moment, 9 for 10. Yeah, 3 for 5 from the free throw line, so offensively doing a terrific job. Defensively, both teams like to do a little bit better.
Kenny looking for a whistle, doesn't get it, pleads with the referees, and a good finish coming in from his teammate.
Yeah, better job defensively there, but you've got to back it up and secure the rebound. Letting the Hawks off the hook there. Second chance opportunity.
Good hustle on defense from the Hawks. Just applying a bit of pressure there too. Kapia drives on his own, and tough finish for Kapia.
Tough finish, but just too easy at the moment for both teams, really. Just strolling into offense. They're allowed to just swing the ball around the perimeter. There's not a whole lot of physicality. Jared Kenny, great guy to have in your player timeout for these youngsters. I'm sure he'll be adding plenty of direction about what they want to do on this last play.
Large meatball pizza again, remember, $30. As I said, scan that QR code or write down that code there. So in the remaining seconds of the game, it ends up in the hands of Kara, and he will not get a successful bucket. So the Southland Sharks return the favour and ask for their player timeout with 3.8 to go.
And here's a nice little move there from Kara. Put the ball on the floor, good crossover, got himself to the rim, did all the hard work, just comes up a little short, and 3.8 seconds left on the clock for the Sharks here. Plenty of time. Draw up something, get a couple of dribbles on the floor. Don't have to catch and shoot here. What will they come up with? As it looks like the Hawks sit in a little zone just to try and disrupt them.
Kapia has ball in hand, kicks it out for the 3, well short. So the Southland Sharks still with the lead in this rapid league game at 24 points to 21. 3 points the difference. And it has been a shooting display from the Southland Sharks, 83% at the moment. We'll take a look at some of the stats shortly. But what has been your summation?
It's been a very exciting game, Taylor, as you see here on the Chemist Warehouse stats. Jacob Murphy leading the way for the Hawks, 12 points, but plenty of scoring all across the board. Connor Cole, the big fella, the Southland Sharks, he's got 9. Scotty Telfer, 5. Kobe Kara's got 5 as well for the Hawks. Both teams shooting the ball extremely well from the field and filling it up. And the rebounding count, Jacob Murphy, we see his name again. He's been active everywhere. He's got a couple, so does Ben Hall. And as expected, there's been plenty of assists. There's been plenty of made baskets. So Ben Hall, 3 assists, leading the way for the Southland Sharks. And a couple of blocks there for both teams as well. But it's been a very exciting first half. Taylor, not a whole lot of defense play, but plenty of offense, plenty for the fans down in Invercargill to get behind and enjoy. Still got 20 minutes to go.
8 minutes.
You're right.
Rapid league, 4-minute quarters.
My brain's a little slow. The game is fast.
It has been fast, and we've loved every minute of it being nice and quick like this. Some rapid league games have felt like they've gone on for a while, but this one has been quite snappy and everything we wanted it to be.
That has been a lot of fouls called, just a couple for each team, I believe. So it's created a very up-tempo game here, with both teams seem very willing to oblige and playing in that sort of style.
Well, it goes to your point, isn't it, when there's not a lot of defense being applied, probably not a lot of room for fouls. There's not a lot of body on body.
Sometimes it actually works out the other way. Big part of a lot of games where you're a little bit off the mark defensively and you end up fouling a lot more because you're just not in position and you're bailing teams out late. But this is just free flow from go to woe. There's no bailouts at the end.
So the Sharks start off the third quarter, should I say, with a miss, in and out.
Strong take from Telfer. See the Hawks come out in a little bit of a zone there to start this. Try and throw a little something different at the Sharks. Take them out of that rhythm.
Kenny threaded that ball through brilliantly to Kara, but the defense was up to it. It just bounced off the back of the rim, unfortunately. So the Sharks with their possession. Hustle being shown there as well. On defense from Ball.
Yeah, good defense there from Ball. Pretty active. Didn't want to let Connor Cole get that on the mismatch down low. Able to get the deflection. It'll be Sharks ball.
Cole looking for options. Not a whole lot of movement happening for the Sharks. And pivoting every which way. Unable to break the defense was Snow. And going in hard by himself was Kenny. Found an open lane, but just couldn't get the ball to find the bottom of the basket. And well, after a super accurate first half, all of a sudden the teams are struggling to find the bottom of the net.
The wheels have come off. Someone found the bottom of the net though, but it was, I believe, their fingers grabbing the net. So it will be goaltending or basket interference. So the basket will count. Not sure who got their hand stuck in the net there. How about that bouncy castle corner there?
Little pirate ship down in Southland. Lavery goes up and under, and again the accuracy just not on, but a good offensive board for Kara. Gets it back to Lavery. Little under the legs pass was that?
Yeah, lovely little pass, and another really nice move from Lavery. He didn't get the finish on the first occasion, but great patience and poise under the basket. Did all the hard work, gets rewarded and comes up with the steal here. As the Hawks push it in transition.
Murphy left it behind.
What has happened in the second half? There's a lid on the basket all of a sudden after such a hot shooting first half.
We used up all the magic in the first half. Can the Sharks reignite it? Yes, they can. Good finish from Kapia. The Hawks want to go quickly through the veteran, and he's asking the refs, where's the whistle? Not going to oblige with the GM.
He's been asking that a few times tonight. 0 for 4 now. Jared Kenny on the evening, trying to get himself going.
Taufa with that bucket for the Sharks. So they've just pushed away here by 5 points, the Southlanders. Kara looking to chop that down. Can't get there, and it looks like Cole has also hurt himself when Kara went down in that collision. Just limping up the court, you can see, but strong. Strong work coming in from Ben Hall.
Bodies on the floor everywhere. And Ben Hall just putting his head down, going straight at the basket. He's a little bit confused, but it is an offensive foul on him, and it will be Hawks ball.
Kind of reminded me of running it straight on a rugby field, to be honest. He just barged in. Let's take a look.
Here we go.
Here's your summation. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I like that call. He's just got the forearm in his man's chest. He's done a good job keeping his hands up. He's just been inspired from the Origin last night.
Who are you, New South or Queensland?
I don't care.
Yeah, same. I'm glad I found someone else that doesn't. I feel like I'm the only one who says that. Go basketball.
It's on too late. I gave up a long time ago.
So the Sharks will have possession here. Still a 5-point lead. Minute 15 left in the third quarter. Not a whole lot of scoring in this third one.
Just 4-2 to Southland, make that 6-2 for the quarter. This is the biggest lead they've had all night though. 7 points Southland Sharks up 1 minute to go in the third. See another lovely little shifty move.
Lavery has been fancy tonight, and that is a nice finish coming in too from Jackson Ball, but Lavery, he's been good.
I like the flair he's got in his game. He's got a little bit of razzle-dazzle to him.
Giving us the pizzazz. But, oh, the three-point shot looked like it was going in for Ben Hall, but ricocheted around the rim. Here's the man himself, Lavery, another fake, then a kick out to the corner.
A beautiful pass though, drove the baseline really well, drew the help side defender low, made the right basketball play, didn't get the finish, but another really nice, encouraging move. He's trying to get his hands in here too defensively.
Tapia trying to wind down that shot clock. There's about 3 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Needs to go up, it's running out just in the nick of time. Scott Taufa, tough finish and a big lead.
Yeah, Scotty Taufa, he's been fantastic all game long in the Rapid League. He's up to 9 points now. Obviously a veteran presence out there for the Sharkies, and when he puts his head down, wants to get on the rim, he can really do so at will at this level. But it is the Southland Sharks out to their biggest lead of the evening so far, 32-25, taking control in that third quarter.
Now take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats and look at the points in the paint. Southland have scored 24 of the 30 in the paint, so they're just driving hard and driving well.
They are. That's why their field goal percentage is so high. They missed some bunnies in that third quarter too. Could have been a lot higher, but they're 13 for 20 from the floor at the moment. They've only shot the 3 threes, but why would you when you can get to the rim at ease, which they've done extremely well in this one.
So 4 minutes left to play in this Rapid League game. Remember, coming up after this, you can see some of the NZNBL players there on the edge of the bench. Have a big game for the Hawks, who are wanting to solidify their spot in the top 6. And it'll go a long way for them if the Hawks can get the win here over the Sharks. But at the moment, the Sharks, as I mentioned beforehand, want to disrupt.
They do. These guys want to disrupt. The NBL side wants to disrupt a little bit later on too. They feel like they're trending in a more positive direction after getting their first win just a couple of weeks ago.
Murphy, beautiful shot. Just a little fadeaway with it too.
Another confident shot too. All these youngsters have looked fantastic tonight, coming out, shooting that ball with confidence, playing off the front foot, which is really good to see.
Taufa goes on his own. Good defense coming in from Kobukara, couldn't get around him. Trying to go quickly in transition are the Hawks. Murphy. Ran out of options, gave it back to Kenny, and they reset. And that might be a charging foul?
No, Scotty Taufa just reaching in there. Didn't time his attempt at stealing that ball very well, and he got a shoulder right in his mouth for his troubles. Yeah.
So 4 points in it, the Hawks have cut down the lead. They can score here and get a stop down the other end. They are well and truly back into it. Murphy for 3 again, but it's tipped by Taufa. Trying to apply some full court pressure was Kara. Wheeler brings it down. It fell into the hands of Taufa. Cole, the big man, for 3.
Great possession from the Sharks. They find Taufa on the back door, who makes the beautiful basketball read. As we see young Jacob Murphy come straight back at them at the other end, but there's fantastic ball movement from the Sharks down the other. They find Connor Cole for his 12th point of the night. He's been fantastic.
Murphy just sliced through there. It opened up for him. In a great line. Got 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Might have a charge here, Taylor, I believe. And Jacob Murphy putting his body on the line. 5-point game. Certainly very much still within the Hawks' grasp if they want it. And this man, he's been impressive. What's he got in the back pocket now? Crunch time in this one.
He's given it to Kenny, who just threads himself through. Murphy for another three. Couldn't get the accuracy right on that one. So it is a 5-point difference. Wheeler back to Taufa. Was that a no-look steal coming in from Murphy? Kara with the finish block.
Big block from Scotty Taufa. At just the right time too. The Hawks look to pounce and transition and bring this thing back to a 3-point game, but Scotty Taufa has other ideas. He sends that one packing, and the Southland Sharks will have the ball back. The chance to extend this lead out and try and put this beyond reach.
There's been some good skill on display tonight in this Rapid League game, from the handles, the shooting, even the steals like we've just seen. It's been a full display here from both teams.
Yeah, we've had everything except defense. And we've got a man down, I believe, so the Sharks will look to go quickly here, or will they hold the ball?
They go for the 3-point shot. And Cole in there for the offensive board. That is crucial.
Yeah, we're going to have a stoppage in the game. I'm not sure who's gone down at the other end, but hopefully he's okay. It was 5-on-4 there. Sharks doing what they needed to do, getting the bucket.
Injury on court at the moment. So we take a look at the finish from Cole. So Hawks player down. We saw them go down in a heap.
Not sure who's injured there, but we've got some substitutions. Hopefully.
Looks like Lavery.
I think it's Lavery, yes. Hopefully he's okay, because he's played really well tonight.
Murphy kicks it out. Good ball movement around the perimeter. Kenny in the paint, gets up and over.
Jared Kenny, just the right time. The veteran comes up with a big play for the Hawks. Keep this thing at a 5-point margin. A stop here and a score. And they are well and truly still in this thing. This is a big possession for the Sharkies.
Taufa, I really like the way he's played tonight. Drives himself, gets under with the reverse. Really good stuff from Taufa.
Yeah, it was, Taylor. Really tough, composed play there. Kept the ball in his hands. Jared Kenny was feeling it off the last possession, but he comes up short in that one. Scotty Taufa, he's been fantastic tonight. He's got 11 points in this one. As we mentioned at halftime, whenever he decides to just put his head down, he's been able to get to the rim at will. Southland Sharks shooting 61% from the field tonight.
Getting a little bit messy. They've kicked that ball out to the corner. Wheeler with possession now. 40 seconds left in the game. Shot clock running out. They only had 3 seconds left. That one needed to go. It did, but it wasn't accurate. Ball puts in the spin move and gets the 2 points.
Nice composed little finish there. The Hawks will look to take a few gambles here. They've got to try and come up with a steal or a foul.
They go with the latter. So they commit the foul. But it's quite disjointed there. Everyone seems to be all over the show in the last few seconds of this game. Still just a 5-point difference. It is not out of reach for the Hawks by any means.
They're going to look to take some risks here, jump this pass.
Got a little bit of feeling in it from the experienced Wheeler. Took exception to Kobe Kara, I think.
I'm not sure what's happened here. Obviously not something we like to see. Both teams need to be separated by coaches. Bit of a shame, Taylor. It's been such a fantastic game. Both teams played really well. Referee's doing the right thing, just separating the teams here and cool down a little bit. Just 15 seconds to play in this one. Try and finish it off the right way.
they'll have a little committee meeting and decide what to do from here.
I'm not 100% sure what happened. Obviously something off the ball, and something's rubbed Andrew Wheeler the wrong way, who's been around for a long time, so it's got to be something reasonably serious to get under his skin.
Everyone just taking a few breaths before the end of the game. 15 seconds left to go.
Bit of feeling in this one. Hopefully that passion and intensity carries on over into tonight's game, minus the little added extra bit of physicality, but we like a bit of passion out there from our youngsters.
I think it might have actually been Wheeler and Murphy, and then Kara came in to protect his teammate. But it has been a great game, but for the ending.
Yeah, let's talk about the game, Taylor, because it has been good, and we don't want it to be marred by this ending. Both teams have played pretty well at the offensive end. Looks like we are going to finally get back into some action here. Experienced referee Marty Davidson settling things down. I believe the Southland Sharks are going to shoot some free throws.
So the call went obviously against.
So there must have been a foul off the ball by whoever was marking Andrew Wheeler, I'm assuming.
I think it was
me. Be a technical foul, and the ball out from the sideline for the Sharks here. We've all but got this one wrapped up now after that.
Well, this doesn't help the chances for the SouthNBL team on the ladder, as Kenny commits the foul as we expected him to do.
Technical foul on Jacob Murphy it was. Obviously the Hawks very much understand how much every point matters here, so not willing to just let Southland dribble this thing out. Smart heads-up play there from Jared Kenny, who'll look to try and get another quick bucket or two for the Hawks for that all-important points differential.
Successful on his second attempt. They go quickly. Ball. Oh, great shot off balance.
Wow.
10 seconds left to play, and here goes Kenny again with his experience with the foul. Nice shot though in transition and falling off balance.
Really tough shot. I thought they might have just held for the last shot. Doesn't really achieve too much, just going back and forth with free throws and whatnot at the end of the game, but we'll let this one play out. I guess that's why he did it, Taylor. This is the first free throw, chance for the Hawks. Another couple of points on the board here. Close that all-important points differential up.
Yeah. He misses both shots. And that is a win for Kenny. And it's all starting to go per his script.
He's a smarter man than me. Taylor, Jared Kenny running the show beautifully in crunch time here. Not probably a chance of getting this win anymore, but certainly a chance of closing that gap up. Those all-important points. As the GM, he more than understands how important it is for the Hawkies to try and nab that sixth and final playoff position which they're fighting for at the moment.
They need to get a shot up quickly. Ball doesn't get that. Trying to get the second chance points was Kara. Does exactly that. And the Sharks are going to call for a player timeout and drag this last 15 seconds on to about 2 minutes.
Well, for such a fast-flowing game over those first 3 quarters and a half, after the little incident in the 4th quarter here, things have slowed down a little bit at the end. And as we said, both teams playing with a lot of passion and purpose in this one. They understand how important these points are.
Tougher looking to inbound. Getting the intercept was Ball. And he puts up the 3-point. It's not going to go. And so the game comes to an end eventually. And it is the Southland Sharks with a great win. Just their 3rd of the Rapid League season. 41 points to 38. And a big congratulations to the Southland Sharks for getting that win. As I mentioned, just their 3rd of the season. A big confidence booster heading into the NZNBL game next, because there's plenty of players who will see some minutes in that game too.
Yes, there is. It's hard to believe that's just the 3rd win for this Rapid League roster, as we see here on the Chemist Warehouse stats. Connor Cole leading the way for the Southland Sharks. He had 14 points, did some great work early on in this one. Scotty Talfa was fantastic all evening, putting his head down, getting to the rim. Jacob Murphy leading the way for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. He had 17 points. Scotty Talfa, as we mentioned, doing a little bit of everything, leading the way in the rebounding count, along with Kobe Kara for the Hawks. And Scotty Talfa, again, that name coming up all night long. 3 assists. Kobe Kara, 3 assists as well. Both teams shot the ball pretty well over the course of this game, so there was plenty of assists on offer. Scotty Talfa stuffing the stat sheet. He had 2 blocks as well to go along. No steals for the Sharkies tonight, but they did steal a famous victory down the Shark tank.
I like that one. Nice work, Tom.
Thanks, Tony.
Well, the Sharks are out.
I want one of those too.
Can we get one of those?
We need to get one of those on Hoop Heads.
We do. Someone asked the Sharks for one of those on Hoop Heads. Izzy, make it happen for us this week. Are you on the couch this week?
I am not on the couch this week, so just delay sending them up a week, please.
Thank you so much for joining us on the Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Don't go anywhere, because at 7:30 we will have the Sal's NBL game. The Southland Sharks will host the Hawke's Bay Hawks, and if the first game is anything to go by, we should be in for an absolute belter. We will see you shortly. Matewa.
Basketball is a movie, and every game is a blockbuster. Equal, exciting, entertaining, energy, and epic. NZNBL 2024 is rated E.
Tēnā koutou katoa e te whānau. No mai haere mai, welcome into ILT Stadium in Southland for your NZNBL action. It is round 11 and it is the Southland Sharks hosting the Taylor Hawks from the Hawke's Bay. Very big game in the scheme of things. The Hawks wanting to solidify their spot in 6th. The Southland Sharks wanting to be the disruptors. I am Taylor Johnson. Joining me, Tom Abercrombie. Tom, should be a great game ahead of us after that Rapid League match.
Good evening, Taylor. Yeah, a very exciting Rapid League match earlier on today. And hopefully this can follow suit and bring the excitement as we have a quick look at the mix and pick, early on. Sharks to get the win, 23%. There's some Sharks faithful out there, but the majority of our punters at home picking the Hawks to get home in this one.
You're sitting next to me and you voted because you want to win some free pizza. Who did you pick and what was the margin?
I picked Hawks 11+. So
yeah,
I'm feeling pretty confident about that one. But we will see.
We will see. So scan that QR code and try and win yourself some free pizza, but also just be part of the fun with everyone else watching back at home. And let's take a look as well at the points table, because as I mentioned earlier, it is very long jammed for that 6th position. Let's take a look. So the Hawks, Tom, if they get a win tonight, they solidify themselves in 6th, but if they lose, the Giants will overtake them.
Yeah, really important. Well, every game sort of here on out for the Hawks is really important. That fight for the 6th spot's going to come right down to the end. You feel like it's been close all season long. So really important one for the Hawks. Try and get one over the Sharkies, who are trying to play spoiler, as they will be probably from here on out the rest of the season. Had their first win just a couple of weeks ago for the season. So looking to carry on those winning ways, pick up their 2nd win of the season and play spoilers here tonight.
Going to be some exciting matchups. Let's take a look at the games to come up in this round. We've obviously had on Wednesday night the Saints beating the Jets 122-88. We've got the Sharks and Hawks tonight, and then the Fi and the Giants, they are obviously in that battle for 6th spot, as well as the Nuggets and the Hawks. They're going to back it up. They have 1 game break and then play again on Saturday. The Airs will host the Saints in a game that is going to be very tight. Tommy went with the Airs. I can't remember who I went with. I think I went with the Saints. And then Sunday, a very big game, Tuatara Rams. That's a big one. Who are you picking for that one?
I'm picking the Tuatara in that one, but it's going to be an absolute cracker of a game. Both teams coming in off big winning streaks. Lots of games that matter a lot this round. Really important ones for that 6th position, for the top of the table. The Airs and the Saints battling for those 3rd, 4th spots, trying to get back up on top. So lots of games with lots of meaning. Let's have a look at the starting lineup for the Hawks.
Yeah, Moore, Ngatai, Rasmussen, Roberts and Sutherland. Rasmussen obviously spent a bit of time out with injury, but who has impressed you in the starting lineup?
Well, Rasmussen obviously had a fantastic start to the season, came on and really surprised a lot of people. Been really impressed with him. But Geordie Ngatai, the experienced tall black, such an important figure for this team, and you can't forget Isaiah Moore, the leading scorer in the league, does so much for them to make them tick.
Let's hear the thoughts of their head coach, Sam Gruggan, ahead of the game.
You've got a couple of really important games ahead of you in this round. Tell us how you're prepared.
Yeah, they're really important games. I mean, firstly, thank you for inviting us down here. It's a lovely place. A little cold right now, but it's fantastic. So for us, it's just doing what we usually do. A good week of practice, scout, prepare from. It's a very different team than what we played last time. Southland, they're much more balanced, and they've got a little bit more scoring options around that kind of go 1 from 5. So it's a very exciting challenge, and then obviously Otago after that. So, but first off is tonight, and it'll be a great game.
Rasmussen back, massive difference from a depth point of view, but obviously in terms of what he's providing out on court.
Yeah, I mean, he just offers that poise for us offensively. He could score it from 3, get to the rim. So he just gives us a little bit more options on the offensive end. But defensively, I've been challenging him, and he's been responding reasonably well. So it'll just be keep playing defense and let your offense do the talking.
Well done, mate. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I'm certainly glad he got the invite to come down, otherwise we would have been in trouble.
That's very nice of them, isn't it?
Very nice. Hopefully they got some lovely blue con and some cheese rolls while they're down in the deep south, and they'll head up to Otago after this as well, as you heard just moments ago. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Southland team. Asbury, Inga, Burton, Rob and McRae. Who stands out for you?
Well, Cooper Robb, been touted during the week from Coach Guy Malloy as the missing piece for the Southland Sharks team. It might be a piece too late, but a piece nonetheless that can hopefully make this team tick and pick up some wins late in the season. Certainly some impressive signs from him early on in his first 2 games, helping change the dynamic of the Southland Sharks team.
You spoke about him. Let's hear from the man himself, Guy Malloy, with his thoughts ahead of tip-off.
Well, Coach Guy Malloy, ready to go, and a night I guess that you're really excited about to get out there and put a good performance in front of this home crowd on.
Yeah, for sure. Our lineup has stabilised, and we feel like we've got a good group of guys that have been working hard. Look, we just got to keep our turnovers down. That's been the thing that's killed us in most recent games, and if we take care of that, then we think we're a chance.
Your opponent, the Hawks, they've obviously got posed some challenges, no doubt. What's your read on them?
Yeah, great offensive efficiency. They really look after the ball well. Good spread of scorers. Very, very efficient offensively, and I think that we're going to obviously need to guard that pretty well. I think Moore's the key, right? So he's a pretty explosive guard, and our pick and roll D will be challenged. But we'll have to do a good job on him and Natai, of course.
Wish you well for it, mate. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Obviously done their homework on Moore and Natai, so it will be interesting to see how they D up against people like that who pose such big threats on the court.
Yeah, it will. Isaiah Moore, he's the engine for this Hawke's Bay team, has been all season long, as we mentioned earlier. Leads the league in scoring, but such a dynamic guard who creates so many challenges offensively, as we see here. His guard clash with Cooper Robb's going to be an absolute highlight tonight. Both players basically going to play the whole game, Taylor, so they're explosive, mean a lot to both their teams. The Southland Sharks, 11th, bottom of the league in points per game. Not a great offensive team at the moment. And the Hawke's Bay Hawks, not a great defensive team at the moment. Points against, they're last in the team. So which one will crack? We'll find out.
A lot of people say defense wins games. What is your thoughts? Offense or defense, Tom? I'd love to understand.
Well, you have both sides for a reason, don't you?
Yeah.
But on the really good teams,
yeah,
defense wins games.
Defense wins games. There you go. So by your logic, it should be
Southland winning?
Southland.
But Southland are not great offensively. That's a nice way of putting it.
Will that change? Well, we just watched a really good Rapid League game for those of us that have just joined us. It was the Southland team picking up just their 3rd win of the season in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. An outstanding showing from Jacob Murphy, and unfortunately he will not take part in the NZNBL game because he was ejected from the game, as was Andrew Wheeler in the last 15 seconds. Just a little bit of words discussed.
Yeah, we're not sure exactly what happened at the end of that one. A little bit of action off the ball with about 15 seconds to play. So a little bit of an altercation that happened, and we won't see both those players tonight, which is a shame. Don't want to see that stuff in our game, but hopefully that passion carries over and we see both these teams going at each other with that kind of intensity.
Jacob Murphy had 17 points before having his Rapid League game cut short. So, as I mentioned, both of them will not take any part in the NZNBL game. So, the Southland Sharks in their traditional orange and the Hawks in their white strip for this evening. Referees Martin Davison, Regan Ashley and Harry Apes. So last minute floor clean.
Yeah, a bit of leftover sweat from the Rapid League game maybe, or
it's a quick one.
Someone really getting into their warm-ups, but good to see the floor moppers out and about early, getting their warm-up in too. That's important.
So getting us underway will be the Hawks. Through Moore, as you mentioned, the top point scorer in the competition at the moment, averaging at 25.27 points per game. Rasmussen as well, not too far behind him in that top 20 stats. Pulls up early for the jump shot. Doesn't get there in the end, but it was a good look.
Yeah, good look, but good starting position there from the Sharks. Good solid defense. As we see Asprey come down the other end and miss the floater, but as I said, good solid defense on that possession, but to back it up with just Keanu Rasmussen waltzing his way in transition to the rim, that is not the way that you want to start, Taylor.
Great transition offense from the Hawks, not so much on the defensive end for the Sharks, and then no whistle being called. Moore went flying backwards. And another miss for the Sharks too, so it'll be back-to-back possession for the Hawks. A lovely behind-the-back pass, that interplay. How good.
Fantastic stuff. Isaiah Moore, it's so explosive, just rejects that on ball and finds the diving Josh Roberts with the behind-the-back dish.
Burton opens up the scoring account for the Southland Sharks.
And so Burton having a solid season for the Sharks, 15 points, shooting at 42% from the three-point line. It's been one of the bright sparks and constants for the Sharkies team throughout a tough season, as we see Southland, I think, just dribble the ball off his foot there. It'll be an early turnover for the Hawks. This is going to be a great matchup to watch, Taylor. As we mentioned pre-game, Isaiah Moore and Cooper Robb, two explosive point guards. Cooper Robb playing some good basketball since he's joined the Sharks late in the piece. Isaiah Moore, we know how good he's been.
Robb for his first three-point attempt. Didn't quite have the legs on it. So the offensive board unsuccessful as well. What can Ngatai do? Dishes it off to Rasmussen, goes up and under. Again, just leaves it on the edge of the rim.
Very interesting to see the Sharks going under all of those on balls, as we see Alonzo Burton get to the rim again, but just going under some of those on balls with Rasmussen early on. You see concerned about his dribble penetration. He's more than happy to put his head down as we see Southland come up with the three in the corner.
Great look, finding him out there on that left-hand corner. Just in the right spot. No defense there for the Sharks. Asprey for the mid-range jump shot. You can see defensively the Hawks are quick for the rebound.
Well, the Hawks have got to be locked in at the defensive end because they have no problem scoring, Taylor. Rasmussen shows us again just how dynamic he can be. But they are last in the league in defensive rating. They need to get a job done at this end of the floor.
There's a dime from Ngatai. Again, another no-looker to Rasmussen. Great screen there from the big man, and Inga gets the rebound and puts it back in.
Yeah, great position there from big Callum McRae. He gets that inside position down low. Very tough man to move off his spot.
Moore, the off-balance shot.
That's just tough. Tough move. He gets 2 feet in the paint. If he's hitting floaters like that, makes it a very long night. But that's why he leads the league in scoring. He can score in so many different ways.
Burton finds Inga there with that nice hook shot over the top.
A couple of Southland players with some hook shots tonight. We saw big Connor Cole in the Rapid League give us a little sky hook. Braden Inga obliges as well. Maybe something we've been working on at practice.
Speaking of the man, he brings the ball down court, dishes it back off to Burton. McRae gets it to Robb. Again, pulling up for that shot. That one well and truly off target. Asprey calls for the ball, tries to find an open lane, gets it.
Well, a couple of offensive rebounds and second chance points here early for the Southland Sharks. They've done a pretty good job early on Cooper Robb, obviously locked into what he's doing. The Southland Sharks are not locked into Isaiah Moore, who's having a field day early on in this one. He's got 6 points.
Mere seconds between inbounding the ball and scoring. He is just so quick. Asprey steps back, well and truly short on that three-point attempt. Moore looks at how far he is. Ngatai, haven't seen him put up many shots.
And Cooper Robb just connected with Jordy Ngatai's shoulder here. One of those tough calls, just running at that shoulder defensively, trying to bust through the handoff, and just the slightest bit of movement there for Jordy Ngatai. He gets pinged for the foul.
I'm loving those shark hats.
Oh, there they are,
There
Taylor.
are the
Look at
shark
those
hats
things.
behind Inga there. Get us some of those.
Send
They
me a
look
hat.
great. Cooper Robb, ball in hand. He's #1 in steals in the comp. He's only played a couple games, but is lethal. They fire a shot from the right corner, can't get there. Getting the rebound though was the Hawks, and as you say, defensively they need to step up and improve their stats in this game.
They do. What an opportunity to do so against the worst offense in the league, Southland Sharks. Ever, as we see Southland knock down three-pointer. If ever there was a night to step up defensively and start to lay a foundation for who you want to be, tonight's the night. They need to hold this Sharkies team around their season average.
McRae did well to get there, and good finish from Inga. He's tidying things up.
Yeah, another little hooky there from Braden Inga. His 4th point of the evening. As we mentioned before, doing a good job. Second chance points, just staying in possessions. Southland Sharks.
I feel like there's a pun here that we need with Sharks and hooks. We'll get there. We'll
work
get
on that
there.
for you.
We'll work on it. Because they're pulling them out at the moment, that's for sure.
Nailed it already.
Oh, by accident, Inga for 3. And he's feeling it tonight, Inga. And the Hawks will call a timeout.
Early timeout. Well, midway through the first quarter here, but a much needed timeout. Both teams looking to settle. Both teams reasonably strong. We have a good look at our hats here. Look at those things. And we've had a good look at some action on the court too. Strong start from both teams. The Hawkies shooting the ball at 70% from the floor. And the Southland Sharks doing a job. Second chance points at the moment. We get our first look at our Sal's Baller deal for the week. Use the code Sal's Baller. $30 for your large meatball pizza.
Who doesn't love meatballs? They are delicious.
Pepperoni all day, but meatball close second.
Not a pepperoni.
Close second. Is there 100 meatballs on there? Doesn't look like it.
No.
But plenty.
Plenty. That looks really good right now. So make sure you take a photo of that or scan that QR code, write that code down because it is valid until next Tuesday. So if you're not feeling like a pizza now, if you just had your dinner, don't worry, you can have one tomorrow or over the weekend while you're watching some more Sal's NBL action.
We've got some cracker games this weekend too. Lots of games with plenty on the line for all teams involved, highlighted by Tuatara and the Rams. What night is that one on?
Sunday afternoon. Then we've got the Airs and the Saints on Saturday. Might be a good preview look at what that top 6 could look like later on.
Yep, and the Fire and the Giants, I believe, tomorrow night, fighting for that 6th spot.
Hawks Nuggies. As Moore has ball in hand, looking for some options. They kick it out to that left corner. Zach Kenny onto the court, it sure is.
Yep, Jared Kenny into the game early here. Is that Scotty Taufa just shuffling his feet. He had a very strong Rapid League game earlier on tonight. Just getting his head on the rim at will. He tries to do it on that occasion, but just a little shuffle of the feet.
11 points in the Rapid League game, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. He certainly had a good showing in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, but now it is the Hawks, and there he is with the tip away. Instant impact, that's what you want from your bench, Tom.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything. Scotty Taufa, he's a real anchor for the Sharks team off the bench with his energy and his hustle plays, changing the game with lots of things as he shows us in that last position.
Josh Roberts for the Hawks with a good rebound. He was the only white singlet there in a sea of orange. Inga gets it back to Rob. Yeah, good defense being shown here by the Hawks. They're just running out of options, looking to reset each time. Shot clock at 10. Inga goes by himself.
Yeah, Cooper Robb just hasn't looked overly comfortable in the first quarter in this one. The Hawks, he's done a good job putting plenty of ball pressure on him. He's just looked a little uncomfortable. Needs to find his range. But speaking of finding range, Lucas Sutherland has certainly found it early on in this one. He's up to 9 early on.
Hawks extending that lead. Inga for the deep two, and it never looked like missing.
Tough shot there from Inga. Deep two on the baseline. The Southland Sharks hanging around. As we spoke about, they need to keep finding ways to keep this scoreboard ticking over, because that man is going to keep it ticking over all night long. He's up to 11.
Inga not happy with the call. As you say, Southland really enjoying his time on the court in the opening stages of this game.
Yeah, Lucas Southland 3 for 3 from the three-point line in this first quarter. He's got 11 points with a chance to add one to that. Really strong start.
Born in New York, Southland.
There's that ball pressure I'm talking about. Taylor, Isaiah Moore on that occasion, just making life uncomfortable for Cooper Robb out there.
Wanting to go quickly up court, because Rob, as you say, probably running away from the defense of Moore, trying to add some tempo into the game. Here is again, lovely footwork, steps back, decides against the shot, and the ball is thrown into Ngatai, so it will be the Sharks to inbound.
Some better signs here from the Hawks. We spoke about the need for a bit more urgency at the defensive end. They look like they've come out with a bit more purpose in this one.
Hesitated there, did Rob, and they've lost the ball. In fact, they've got it back. Shot clock had expired and it will not count if it had gone in.
Great hands there from all the Hawkies. You see, sensing the shot clock late in that one. Cooper Robb unable to get a decent shot up.
Southern looked like he was going to go for the three. Ngatai decides just to drive himself and just ricochets off the back of the rim. Wanted to go quick in transition where the Sharks, the bounce pass to Asbury, and he won't get that ball back.
Yeah, Caleb Asbury, he's pointing up. He wanted that one on the rim. He was ready to get up and give us some showtime, but Scotty Taufa unfortunately sent it the other way into the ground and turns that ball over.
Just over a minute left to play in this first quarter. Moore gets it to Ngatai. As I said before, hasn't really seen him put up too many shots because Southland has been doing it. He has a really low three-point shot, doesn't he? Ngatai, he can't get there in the end, and so a minute to go. Rob.
Those are the occasions Cooper Robb needs to be aggressive. He's found himself some space in transition. He's finding life a bit tough in the half court.
Kenny's finding it tough too with the referees in the Rapid League game.
He's been finding it hard all night long. A lot of chit-chat to the referees from the old fella, Jared Kenny. It's carried over onto... He does know them pretty well by now.
Exactly. I think if you sigh harder, they might reverse their call. Rob, as you say, probably needing just to guide his team a little bit more. Taufa, big block coming in from Josh Roberts. Rasmussen one-on-one. Decides to pull that up short, and that was really nice, that patience shown from Rasmussen.
Nice poise there from Rasmussen, who pounces off the big block at the other end from Josh Roberts. The Hawke's Bay Hawks just starting to put a little bit of breathing room between them and the Southland Sharks right now.
That block was huge in the scheme of things. Here goes Rasmussen again. Steal coming in from Rob. There was no foul, he just stood out.
It was great hands from Rob. Rasmussen had a couple of players trailing him. He just needed to throw that thing back, but fantastic hands from Rob. Referee was right there. Unfortunately, just put his foot on the line. Couldn't quite complete the miracle steal.
That block from Roberts was a huge stop in the scheme of things because it just stifled the momentum of the Sharks. Trying to go for that alley-oop, doesn't get there.
No, Southland Sharks read that one well. Scotty Taufa put his head down here at the end of the quarter.
Well, he put the shot up and it didn't fall. So in the end, it is the Hawke's Bay Hawks leading 24 points to 17 in the first quarter here in ILT Stadium Southland. Don't go anywhere, we will have the second quarter coming up right after this. Welcome back to ILT Stadium in the Deep South in Southland and Invercargill. And it is the home team trailing the Hawke's Bay Hawks 24 points to 17. And Tom Invercargill, what did you make of the first 10 minutes?
Well, the Southland Sharks, they are last in the league points per game. They only average 75, and they need to find a way to keep that scoreboard ticking over. They did it early on through some second chance points and a couple of offensive rebounds. Otherwise, they're finding life a little bit tough going against the Hawke's Bay Hawks, who have stepped up their usually suspect defense, putting a little bit more pressure on the likes of Cooper Robb tonight. And Lucas Sutherland absolutely shot the lights out in that first quarter on his way to 12 points to set the tone for the Hawkies.
Bit of a shark attack going on there between the two helmets. So what can the Sharks conjure up? They look to go to, let's just come on to the court there. Unfortunately, unable to do so. So Moore gets it to Sutherland again. He was feeling hot in that first quarter. They go again, the Sharks, and thought he travelled that, but
well, obviously just a little bit of a deflection as he went up. Referee deemed him able to come down and go back up with that ball.
There will be a foul on Burton.
You just sense some of those connections and chemistry between the Sharks players. They haven't spent a whole lot of time together. We see here on the GJ Gardner Homes replay, Isaiah Moore just putting his head down, drawing the foul. They haven't had that time together that other teams have had. They've had a lot of imports coming and going. Cooper Robb only been with the team for 2 weeks. We know how important chemistry and connection is at the offensive and defensive end, and just a couple of passes that haven't quite connected early on in this one.
The difference is 6. The Hawke's Bay Hawks with the lead. Going in and opening it up for him was Ben Hawke. And Sutherland, who had a fantastic first quarter. We'll take a trip to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and Rob will collect a personal foul.
Yeah, good aggressive take there from Sutherland. Not the first time tonight the Sharks have found themselves a little suspect in defensive transition. The seas parting there for Sutherland as he caught the ball on the kick ahead pass and just putting his head down, getting to the rim. Southland Sharks need to tidy up that end of the floor.
Successful trip for Sutherland. Cooper Robb with that pressure being applied by Moore, easing up. Looks around at his options. Asbury waiting out in the right-hand corner. Gets the ball back.
That's where he needs to be aggressive, Taylor. The Hawke's Bay Hawks are in switching defense at the moment. So we see the lovely move from Markel Lotz down low, but Cooper Robb, if he can get Isaiah Moore off him, he's been putting so much pressure on him. He's got to take advantage of those opportunities when he's got one of the more weaker defenders on him.
Lotz does well to disrupt Sutherland. He didn't feel him creeping up from behind. Little shark attack. Here's Asbury with a nice jump shot. This is better stuff from the Sharks.
That was nice, getting some easy points. Asbury, 1 foot, little floater mid-range jumper. Beautiful shot.
And the unnecessary foul on Rasmussen, so he will take a trip to that Chemist Warehouse strike.
Yeah, well, he doesn't like the call, but clearly a foul there. Asbury trying to go under that screen, force Rasmussen into some indecision, but it's aggressive shooting that thing, bails him out. He'll head to the line for 3.
First one is successful for Rasmussen, 21-year-old. He has been a real good find for the Hawks, hasn't he?
He's been fantastic, especially early on in the season before Geordie Ngatai came back. He's putting up some huge numbers. A really important piece for this Hawks team going into the business end of the season. His combination with those other starters out there. The starting 5 for the Hawks just It's as good as most of the teams in this league.
Rasmussen was successful 3 from 3 from the stripe. And that's unfortunate for the Sharks. It's those little unforced errors that let them down throughout each game.
It is. Those moments where you just need a settler, you need a good position, you need to get a good shot up. Those turnovers kill you in that situation.
Moore puts on the accelerators, and, well, Rob picks up another foul. He's gone into a bit of foul trouble early. Picks up his second one.
Right, that's his second foul, but he needs some help. He's on an island with Isaiah Moore going at him. He doesn't have the foot speed or quickness to stay in front of him. So it's got to be a collective effort from the Sharks to really pack those driving lanes. Try and force some passes out of Moore, who is more than willing to do so, but it's a bit of a matter of picking your poison against this Hawke's Bay Hawks offense.
The lead goes back to 6. They had it within 2 just moments ago, and then the unforced error. And the foul's on Rasmussen outside the perimeter. That's someone you don't want to foul. And again, just lacking that aggressiveness, as you were saying, Tom.
Yeah, he's got the mismatch there. He had Roberts on him, but seems to have just lost a little bit of that confidence after a shaky start in that first quarter.
Lovely look from Ngatai. Rasmussen was cutting across that baseline and then sinks the 3. Such a threat.
Yeah, danger times here for the Sharks. The Hawks looking like they've found their rhythm again in the second quarter. Sharks need a settler here. Good possession.
Rob. Well, not a whole lot of movement from his teammates. Asprey can't get that 3 to go down either.
No, it wasn't the kind of position they wanted. Not a good quality shot. And the Hawks just push it down the other end.
And making them pay as well.
Jackson Ball for the 3. Timeout, Southland.
16-year-old Jackson Ball with a clutch play. And just like that, after only trailing by 2, we now have an 12-point lead.
Well, it doesn't take long, Taylor. This Hawks team, potent offensive team, they can really get it going. And they've shot the ball pretty well from the 3-point line to start this one. That's their 5th 3 of the evening, I believe, 5 for 9. So shooting the lights out, obviously helped by Southland, who's made 3 of them himself. But Hawks more than willing to get out in transition, push the ball and generate some easy looks. At the other end, everything's just tough for the Sharks right now, having to work for everything offensively. Haven't found any sort of rhythm offensively.
Yeah, the offense seems quite stifled. There's no one really calling the shots. You know, Rob seems to kind of just be dribbling on his own and looking for something to happen, and everyone's watching, waiting for everyone else to pull something. A whole lot of ball watching going on.
Yeah, well, Rob's got to be the engine. He's the point guard. He needs to initiate offense, get them into things. He needs to be aggressive too, because the dominoes will start falling if he can be aggressive. And as I said, he needs to find his moments where he can manipulate matchups and get some weaker defenders on him and actually go at the defense of the Hawks and generate some offense for his team, because as we said at the moment, everything's just a little bit tough. The other option is, you go through Cullen McRae, start going down low and try a different route.
Points in the paint, I think, is the gimme there, because you can see the size of McRae. If he can just get himself down there. Dishes that pass to Asbury. Looking for it himself, and that's a great 3-point play coming up. Potential 3-point play from Asbury.
That's more like it from the Sharks. Good aggressive play and a good, calm, controlled offense. They got the ball through hands. They knew what they were doing. And they could generate, as we see in the GJ Gardner Holmes replay, Caleb Asbury just gets Keanu Rasmussen on his hip, puts his head down, gets the stripe.
Nails it as well from the Chemist Warehouse free throw line. So they need to get some stops here, Tom. They don't want the Hawks to get their tails up looking for that alley-oop. He just couldn't quite get there early enough, and here's that stop that they need.
Yeah, Cullen McRae big enough to disrupt that. The communication wasn't quite there between Moore and Roberts on the alley-oop attempt.
A little bit of confusion being shown there. It is tidied up in the end by Burton. Inga goes on his own, gets the foul. Ngatai has the man pinged for it.
Sharks starting to find some success. They're using Callum McRae not down low in the post, but using him as a facilitator up high. They trust his passing ability. They've used this offense all season long. They like the ball in McRae's hands. They value his decision making, his ability to see over defenses and make the right decision. And he's done a good job so far in these last two positions.
Well, whatever was said by Guy Malloy in that little break that they had certainly did something.
Well, they've changed the way they play. Obviously, Cooper Robb's on the bench at the moment, so gives a chance for a couple of other players to be more aggressive, run the offense through them. They haven't had too much success through Robb early in this one. Good chance for him to just sit back, take a little moment.
Playing with pace, and has a great finish again by the youngster out on the edge. Ball.
Jackson Ball, the youngster, has come in, had great impact early on in this one. Found himself open on the three-point line a couple of times, knocked them both down.
Napier Boys high student showing us how it's done. Asbury goes up and he gets some heavy contact.
Well, Roberts doesn't like the call, but did seem to be plenty of contact in the air there, and Asbury's done a fantastic job, just being aggressive, going downhill, as we see here on the handoff. It's his defender trailing. Josh Roberts might have a case there, but regardless, Asbury will shoot two from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Successful on the first one from Asbury. Spent 3 years at Texas State University and one at Oklahoma State. And it is a lot colder here than it is in Texas. In Invercargill.
Certainly is. Invercargill's into its wonderful time of year. All the opposing teams love travelling down there and getting a bit of a shock to the system.
More threads his way through, getting a hand to it though were the Southland Sharks. So again, another stop. They need to convert from this. Going hard there was Hall.
Yeah, lovely take from Hall. Callum McRae, the big fella, putting a lid on it. And all of a sudden, Southland Sharks got a bit of momentum, getting themselves back into this thing. And the Hawke's Bay Hawks called the timeout.
That's what they needed though. They couldn't allow this Hawke's Bay team to get confident and to extend that lead out. So they're doing well to stay within arm's length at the moment.
No, they are, and second chance points, 8 for the Southland Sharks, keeping them in it. Callum McRae's done a good job on the offensive boards, generating some extra positions, and the Sharks done a good job offensively this last few possessions, just running some things through Caleb Asbury and big Callum McRae, getting themselves some better looks.
Well, McRae is second in offensive rebounds per game, first being Josh Roberts as well. So we've got two good offensive rebounders who potentially could get them a whole lot of second chance points. And I think if we can see a little bit more of McRae with ball in hand under the hoop, we could see the Southland Sharks eat into this lead.
It's just finding a way as the Sharks to keep the scoreboard ticking over, because they have to score more than 75 points per game if they want to win some basketball games. They need to get up into that mid-80s, low 90s area if they're going to try and scrape out some wins. Even against this Hawke's Bay team, 90 points might not be enough because they are so potent offensively. Southern Sharks need to find ways to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
We'll talk about what the Sharks need to do, but if you are the Hawks, what do you think your job is at the moment to pull away from the Sharks? What do you need to keep doing?
Well, offensively, they've been fine. They've been generating some good looks. They've got some good stuff in transition. Defensively is where they've had their issues all season long, and done a solid job to start this game with their ball pressure. It's probably just trailed off a little bit as Cooper Robb's gone to the bench. They need to find a way to get back to that.
Kenny does a really good job of drawing away McRae, and just unable to finish was Rasmussen. He did everything right except put the ball in the hoop. And then
Braden Inga punishes him down the other end, which is exactly what you love to see as a Sharks fan. A little bit of luck on your side.
I said Kenny did well to pull McRae away. He ended up following him outside of the key, and Sharks player has gone down in a heap down the other end. And if they can score here, they are right back in this. Inga, and he does exactly that. And the Sharks back into it.
Hayden Inga with the three as his teammate Asprey's down the other end, clutching his face. The Hawks can't quite believe there wasn't a foul call down the other end, but probably spending a little bit too much time worrying about the referees right now. As we see here on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay, great relocation from Braden Inga, who just steps into that thing and knocks it down with confidence.
So a real momentum shift at the moment, sitting with the Southland Sharks. And he made a great observation with Rob on the bench. They've managed to find a little bit more flow on their attack. The defense strong as well, and another stop.
Caleb Asprey was their point guard for a large part of this season. It's not his natural position, but that is natural for Alonzo Burton, who knows how to knock down the three. But Caleb Asprey more than capable of holding it down at that point guard spot, and he's doing a good job in the second quarter.
They've also got Ngatai on the bench, who is a great shooter, and Rasmussen, another error from him. Kobe Kara comes on to the court for the Hawks, and the Southland Sharks fans starting to find their voices as well.
There they are. They smell blood in the water, Taylor. They've got the Hawks on the ropes, and that's just fantastic from Isaiah Moore. Right on cue. Such quick hands.
Now that's unfortunate too. If you're Guy Malloy, you'll be pulling your hair out.
He certainly will be. That's really impressive. He was able to get his hand to that ball sort of mid-dribble. And that's where that experience from Asprey as a non-point guard. Trying to bring it up against Moore is just a tough ask.
Kara for three, banks it as well. This is a great display from some of our Sky Broadband Rapid League players. Kara checking in, making immediate impact.
Hawke's Bay Hawks 7 for 11 from the three-point line so far tonight. Absolutely shooting the lights out.
Inga steps back, gets rid of Kara.
Puts Kara on the ground. Braden Inga has had some success from that baseline spot all night long.
The Sharks with that 1-point lead. Ngatai back onto the court as well. Kara, Southland, Moore. He's going to go himself. He's got Asprey there, and Asprey will pick up the foul.
He will pick up the foul. He's not too happy about it, but Isaiah Moore just such a handful to try and guard out there. When he puts his head down, as we see here, it's just so hard to stay in front of. And Asprey didn't do a whole lot wrong except put his hands in the cookie jar. Just got to keep those hands out. If Moore makes a tough shot over a contested hand, you just got to live with it.
So Inga to inbound, and we see Rob back onto the court.
And straight away, that pressure from Isaiah Moore right back on Cooper Rob. You're not going to let him feel comfortable all night long, you get a sense.
And McRae gets a bit of a bump. Burton steps back for three. It looked good, and it was good.
Alonzo Burton, he's feeling it from the three-point line now. 10 points for him on the evening. The Southland Sharks shooting it at a 50% clip from the three-point line as well.
Again, Moore just so strong with his drives into the paint. That time he just couldn't get the finish. McRae looked uncomfortable there, but gave that ball back into Rob. He's had a spell on the bench, and he's come out looking energetic.
Well, hopefully that can get him going. A nice little back door and a layup, an easy two. Always makes you feel good about yourself. So Isaiah Moore continues to just be aggressive attacking, but Sharky's doing a much better job on that occasion, just showing hands. And at the other end, big Callum McRae bringing the whole backboard down.
Yeah, someone checked the bolts on that rim. It didn't look pretty sturdy when McRae threw it down. And the Southland crowd are loving what they're seeing right now. A 6-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Sharks. Another stop and Moore bends down in frustration. They try to go quick on transition and their own worst enemies.
But that's much better defense from the Southland Sharks. As I spoke about, with Moore driving to the rim, you can't be tempted to put your hands in the cookie jar and try and go for that steal. As we see here, big Cullen McRae shaking the foundations of that backboard.
I think he took all but 3 centimetres off the ground before he was on that rim.
Sharky's just doing a good job showing hands, playing good solid defense at the moment.
They're doing enough to disrupt the attack that seemed free-flowing earlier. Ngatai with possession. Loses their handles, regathers with Burton there. A deep 3-point attempt. Unable to get there. Rob now, about 10 seconds difference between game clock and shot clock. The Sharks aren't going to hold on to it. They're just going to go hard, and why not?
Why not? Having success. They've got momentum on their side right now. Hawke's Bay Hawks will... they won't hold it. Jordy Ngatai's going to go straight at the rim and draw the foul.
Biggest lead of the night at the moment for the Southland Sharks, the Hawks. Having a little bit of a huddle. Ngatai very vocal with his teammates, and as I said, he nominated himself to draw the foul, went in, drove hard, did exactly that.
Yeah, I thought he might have held that for the last shot. It was a very minuscule shot clock and game clock differential. Jordy felt like he had an advantage. This is the first.
No issues with the second. So 12 seconds left on game clock. Rob gets it to McRae. This is more of what we like to see from the Sharks.
Southland Sharks into the half with some momentum, and Kiana Rasmussen with the player timeout almost looked like a travel.
I think the call had come from his teammates to call for the timeout, and he had stopped halfway, but let's take a look again at the GJ Gardner Holmes replay.
And that is just too easy. That is a breakdown in communication from the Hawke's Bay Hawks, who have given up 55 points to the Southland Sharks in the first half. Southland only averaged 75 per game. They're well on their way there in the first half of this one. And most of the damage has come in the second quarter, where they've scored 36.
Impressive stuff defensively. They are being let down, and that is what we talked about in the pre-game. The Hawks are 11th on defense. They let in 96 points per game, and it is starting to show. In that first quarter they were better, but now it is the Southland Sharks, and a lot of people would not have picked this, but they are currently leading 55 points to 46. A huge lead for the home team. Don't go anywhere. We will dissect that first half of basketball right after this. No, my Hokima, welcome back to ILT Stadium in Southland, where it is the Sharks with a big lead, 55 points to 46 over the Hawks. It was a massive showing in the second quarter. They trailed in the first quarter 17-24 and then put up 38 points in the second to then force that lead, 55 points to 46. I'm Taylor Johnson. Joining me is Tom Abercrombie. And Tom, talk us through that second quarter. It was immense from the Hawks.
Yeah,
from the Sharks.
We'll get a look in it on the Chemist Warehouse stats here. Braden Enger went 7 for 7, perfect from the floor, perfect from the 3, 2 for 2, 2 for 2 from the free throw line as well. He was plus 17 in his minutes in the first half. Lonzo Burton caught fire from the three-point line on that second quarter as well. It's been a balanced scoring approach from the Sharks. Lucas Southland had 12 in the first quarter for the Hawks, but their leading scorer and the league's leading scorer, Isaiah Moore, has struggled. Just 2 for 9 in that first half, as we see Braden Enger stuffing the stat sheet in multiple ways. He had 7 rebounds. Cullen McRae, a few offensive rebounds in that first half as well to give Sharkies some second chance opportunities. He had 5. Josh Roberts leading the way for the Hawke's Bay Hawks with 5 rebounds. And Cooper Robb, 4 assists. Wasn't his best half of basketball. He struggled, and the Sharks actually had a lot more success when he went to the bench in that second quarter, but he's done a good job getting his teammates involved, and Isaiah Moore, as always, doing the same for his side, as we see a couple of blocks out there as well for Enger, Roberts and Sutherland. And our man Scotty Talfa, who filled it up in the Rapid League, he comes in with a couple of steals. Jordy Natai as well. That'll do it for our Chemist Warehouse stats for the first half.
What are you saying in that Hawke's Bay huddle? Because they looked like they were about to pull away in that first quarter. Then all of a sudden, the Southland Sharks decided to show up.
Yeah, well, it's just not consistent effort from them. They've shown in patches they can lock in defensively, and they just have too many breakdowns in communication, and they're last in the league in defensive rating, Taylor, and they're showing us why at the moment, because Southland Sharks, statistically the worst offensive league in the team, who scored 55 points, including 38 in that second quarter. So the Hawks, if they want to have any success here tonight, if they want to have any success on the season, they need to find a way to defend a whole lot better than they are right now.
Are you still picking the Hawks by 11 plus after your Mitson pick?
I can't change that, but I don't see them winning by 11 plus. I still think the Hawks are going to come back and win this thing. But I think we've got a game on our hands, Taylor. I think this one's going to be close. The Southland faithful is up and excited, and they've got plenty to cheer about for
momentum shifts, and at the moment the momentum's sitting well and truly with the Southland Sharks. I'm Taylor Johnson, joining me Tom Abercrombie. Tom, what have you made of this game? It has really been a bit up and down for both teams.
Yeah, it has. Who knows which way this third quarter will go, as we see quite a shift in our mix and pick voting. Sharks to get the win, up to 28%. My pick, the Hawks by 11 plus 27%. Not looking good, so not looking so good at the moment, as the Sharks are out on top. Hawke's Bay Hawks won that first quarter 24-17, but Southland Sharks came storming back to take the second 38-22 and wrestle momentum back in this one. Hawke's Bay Hawks just struggling to find ways to stop what is tonight a very potent Southland Sharks offense.
Well, the observations we made as well is that the Sharks have had 32 points in the paint to the Hawke's Bay Hawks 14, and that has really been a telling stat.
Yeah, the Hawks have shot the ball well from the three-point line. They're 7 for 12, but they need to find a way of generating some easy buckets themselves, and Isaiah Moore, the main engine for that for this team. He's been aggressive, but he's just 2 for 9 from the floor. He's missed a number of quality looks in the paint. The Sharks did a much better job in that second quarter, just keeping their hands up, forcing him into some tough ones, not bailing him out with fouls. But he's the leading scorer in this league for a reason. How will he respond? How will this Hawks team respond coming into this one, as we see our ball girl come and make her delivery? Give our ref a nice little high five.
Can't forget the high five. So make sure you scan that QR code and get amongst the voting. And an opportunity to win some free pizza. So it is the Hawks with first possession, and they really struggled to get any points up in the latter stages of that second quarter. So if they can get some up now, it'll do wonders for their confidence, and they go to man in Ngatai.
Yeah, it's a really nice first play there. They go inside to Ngatai. His post-up game is really strong, makes great decisions out of that area. I'd like to see them go to that action a little bit more when they really need to settle things down.
Asprey gets it out to Inga. In and around the rim, but doesn't fall.
Well, that's Braden Inga's first miss of the night. He was 7 for 7 up until that. And touched every part of the rim before it did miss, as we see Southland drop in the 2, try and pick up. He left off in that first quarter. He came out hot, a little bit more quiet in the second.
The Hawks go with 2 unanswered buckets back to back. McRae just struggling to find someone to dish that ball to. Inge decides to go up himself. Again, can't find the bottom of the net, but they turn the ball over through Burton. He goes for a 3-point shot. That one, again, not successful.
He knew it was missing straight out of his hand, trying to chase that rebound down.
Moore gets it into his teammate, and Southland again. That is 3 buckets in a row for the Hawks, and they have eaten this lead up and now only trail by 3.
They need to maintain defensively this effort, because they came out strong in the first quarter, but they just can't seem to maintain it. Looked like a foul all day there from Rasmussen, but doesn't get called.
And that's nice from Ngatai, and you can tell why the timeout has been called. Guy Malloy frustrated with that one, because all of a sudden the Hawks have eaten into that big lead, and no points here thus far for the Sharks.
No, as you see here in the GJ Gardner Homes replay, the Hawke's Bay Hawks getting out in transition again. It is to cap off an 8-0 run to start this third quarter, as the Sharks coach Guy Malloy will not be happy with how his team has come out in this third after building up such good momentum and a solid lead in that second quarter. They're just back to looking a little bit lost offensively where they were in that first quarter.
It really has been a game of ebbs and flows. We saw the momentum sit heavily with the Sharks, but now they've had 8 points scored against them, scored none themselves.
So it'll be interesting to see where they go here, Taylor. When they had their struggles in the first half, they started running things through Callum McRae a lot more. Braden Inge caught fire, Alonzo Burton caught fire. They start finding that flow offensively again.
It's going to be an absolute battle right down to the end. You can just tell. Rob, as that ball pulls up for that mid-range jump shot, and they needed that as a settler.
That's a great sign there from Cooper Robb. His first jumper of the game. He struggled a little bit early on in this one. That's just his third and fourth points this evening. They can get him going. That adds another layer to what they're doing at the offensive end.
Ngatai and Inge, and that's a really good pass and beautiful defense, but he got the finish in the end. Tough finish.
What a clash mid-air. Big Callum McRae, great verticality. Josh Roberts just hangs there and gets the finish as we see Cooper Robb carry on where he left off in the last possession and knock down the big three.
Two very good buckets for different reasons down each end. Ngatai for three, and he's always money when he's left open like that, and so they exchange threes between the two teams, and all of a sudden the points are starting to pile up.
Both teams have found their scoring touch again, coming out in this third period.
Asbury gets it unconventionally to McRae. Burton for three as well. How many threes in a row? Triple, triple, triple.
Yeah, I think that's our fourth or fifth three-pointer of this third quarter. Both teams shooting it very well. Southland Sharks 6 for 12 from the three-point line, and the Hawke's Bay Hawks pretty good themselves, 8 for 13.
Moore has Asbury on him again, so quick with his handles. A good block, great defense from Asbury.
Great defense, that little extra bit of length that Asbury can provide. He's able to deter that shot right at the end, and down the other end he finds the big fella Callum McRae down low for the easiest two he'll have tonight.
Whatever Guy Malloy said when he called that timeout, certainly got his team back into gear, and again just being so strong under the rim was Josh Roberts.
And that's just a poor defensive possession from the Sharks, who looked like they wanted to get Callum McRae out in a bit of a hard show there, but the rotation down low was way too slow. Josh Roberts, easy two.
Roberts with a trip to the Chemist Warehouse free throw line, and that one was not successful. So Rob found his radar in this third quarter. Burton trips over, gets that pass away. McRae, it opens up for him, and Rasmussen tips that ball away. Moore goes up against Burton, and he can't believe it.
Unlucky. I was about to say just how they drew it up as Callum McRae was waltzing down the lane, but Keanu Rasmussen just came from nowhere and took that thing out of the air. And Isaiah Moore in transition is a very hard man to stop.
First shot successful for Moore. They're slowly eating away at this lead. A tight tussle between these two teams. Leaves the second one on the lip of the rim.
11 points and 6 assists for Isaiah Moore right now.
Inge goes on his own and unfortunately doesn't get that one to drop. Southland has McRae there. Just a tough body under that rim.
Yeah, great job, McRae, just holding his ground. Pretty hard body to move. And he's got those hands up. And Cooper Robb was feeling it. Comes up a little short on that attempt.
And no one crashing the boards for Rob. McRae was still making his way back, and another foul collected by Burton.
Really nice take there from Rasmussen. A little crossover, rejecting that on-ball screen in transition, and he just gets Burton on his shoulder. He's able to draw that foul. We'll have another look on the replay here. Just the sharp right to left crossover. Alonzo Burton out of position, sorry. Rasmussen hits the line.
Shot not successful. His first miss at the Chemist Warehouse free throw line tonight. MC doing his best to get the crowd worked up. Just asking for a little floor wipe there. Bit of sweat on the court. 2 points the difference now. As I said, both teams just keeping each other in arm's length.
Yeah, this third quarter's settled down after the Hawks got off to a great start. An 8-0 run early in this third quarter. It's been eaten back up by the Sharks. And found a little bit more stability at the offensive end.
Well, here's a stat. We said that they only had 14 points in the paint, the Hawks. Now they've jumped up to 26, so they've changed their game plan.
Absolutely right, Taylor. Paying dividends for them too, just putting their head down. All of it's come in transition and from the hands of Josh Roberts.
2 seconds left on the shot clock for 3. Roberts can't get their shot clock resets with the rebound, but nonetheless in the hands of, not in the hands.
Not in the hands
Not
of
in the hands of anyone.
Just can't quite connect there as they look at each other in disbelief. But they're doing some damage in transition now, the Hawke's Bay Hawks, and big reason why that points in the paint is on the rise.
McRae at the top of the perimeter, looking to thread the ball through, does brilliantly. Lovely ball movement from the Sharks, and Burton makes the Hawks pay.
Well, Alonzo Burton, he has 16 points now, up to 4 for 5 from three-point land. It's been a fantastic offensive force for the Sharks all night as Markel Lotz comes into the game and quickly gives up the foul to the leading offensive rebounder in our league, Josh Roberts.
They've also put Ball back onto the court, and he was unsuccessful with that three-point attempt, but he has been hot out on the corners.
Markel Lotz has only played 7.5 minutes in this game. He's minus 12 in that time on court, so just falling out of favour in the rotation. Coach gone a little bit here.
Rasmussen fires that ball out to Nata, has to reach back and grab it. Put him off centre, and the shot looks slightly wayward. McRae playing a big role out far away from the paint, which we noticed beforehand.
Yeah, they like to use him out there as a bit of a facilitator, connector for their offense. They value his passing ability as they value this man's shooting ability. Alonzo Burton, his 5th three, I believe, 5th or 6th three on the night. And we have a timeout to the Hawks. Southland Sharks 71, Hawke's Bay 63.
Burton, well, he went to St. John's College in Hastings. The Hawks are his team in his young junior association area. It's always nice to get the win over your roots.
There's always a little extra edge when you play a former team, especially if it's your former hometown team. Alonzo Burton's been a big part of the Southland Sharks organisation now for a few years. Their captain, leading from the front tonight.
It's been a great game, has Burton. And just when it looked like the Hawks were going to come back, all of a sudden the Sharks found a little extra edge.
Yeah, the Sharks have all the momentum once again. The Hawks had a good start to the game, good start to the third quarter, but just showing that consistency of effort's just not quite there. They can't maintain it. But you also get a sense they're not going to go away. This is a massive game for the Hawks as they fight for that 6th spot on the ladder. A win tonight would put them in clear 6th by themselves, so a huge one for them as the Southland Sharks look to play spoiler.
On the fight and the Nuggets. and the Giants will be hoping the Sharks get the win tonight. Moore getting pressured up there, just goes up and under. That is a great way to draw a foul.
It's pretty impressive. Just gets the body so low.
Oh, poor Ben Hall didn't know what hit him.
Yeah, Ben Hall, you're guarding the fastest player in the league, mate. You need to just give him half a step of space there. Isaiah Moore, far too experienced. He feels that kind of pressure and contact. He's going to draw a foul all night long.
Three minutes left in the third quarter, and it is still the Sharks holding on to their lead. Rob has more on him, dishes it off to Lots, back into Rob's hands. McRae goes back into the paint, trying to get under the hoop, and finds himself back at the top of the key. Decides to go for the deep two, and nails it. What can't the man do tonight?
Touch. Big Callum McRae, not his usual sweet spot on the floor. A few feet further out from that, but he gets the lovely shooter's roll.
It wasn't the shot he wanted to take either. It was like a second option, maybe the fourth option actually, when he looked at all the different players to pass to, decided I'll just put it up myself. Moore goes quickly, getting a hand to it was Lots, and it's back in the hands of the Hawks.
I just sense Isaiah Moore has that little twinkle in his eye. He wants to take over this game right now. He's been kept relatively in check so far. He's got 13 points and 6 assists, but remember, he does average 25 a game.
Ball tried to get that three-point shot away, couldn't quite get there.
No, it doesn't touch the rim, so that's going to be a shot clock violation. And Southland Sharks have the ball. Opportunity to push this back out to a 10-point lead. As coach Sam Grugger looks a little frustrated on the sidelines.
The Sharks with possession. Back onto the quarters. Asprey, you can see him there. Goes in for an early confident shot, doesn't get there. And Roberts gets a hand to the face.
He gives the foul up, but it was a great take from Asprey coming off that on ball. The whole keyway was wide open to him. There's no help there from the Hawks. Just got a little lucky he missed, and then a little lucky the ill discipline and the foul and frustration after the fact too. Josh Roberts will head back to the line.
The Sharks in the bonus, the Hawks, they haven't given any fouls.
It's a bit of a telling sign, isn't it? We're trying to be a better defensive team. They need to play with more physicality. You got to pick up a couple.
The crowd here at ALT Stadium Southland trying to put him off his game. It's not going to work. Cooper Robb with the ball. McRae again up high. Looking for options. Asprey comes off quickly. Steps back from the free throw line. Knocks it down.
Tough shot. Caleb Asprey on cue right when they need it. Southland Sharks, good settler there to maintain that 10-point margin.
Absolute bullet of a pass and nailing it as well as Southland.
Exactly what the Hawke's Bay Hawks needed. Big three there from Southland. Bring this thing back to a 6-point game.
Inga back on the court. McRae trying to bark some orders. In the end, it's Rob, and he gets another double.
Well, we've got 1 minute to go in the third quarter, Taylor, and the Southland Sharks have just surpassed their season scoring average of 75 points, so great sign for them. And finding it a lot easier to find the bottom of the net tonight, as Keanu Rasmussen knows how to find the bottom of the net too. Just keeping the Hawks hanging around here. They're not going away. As we said, plenty on the line for them tonight. They need this one.
Asprey looked like he was going to step back for the three.
There's your foul, Taylor.
First one. in the third quarter.
Smart play though, Rasmussen. He knew he had the mismatch down low, so just makes the foul known very early on. Doesn't let Callum McRae go to work on him.
So 34 seconds left, and again they go into McRae, who's right there, and he tips it back in himself. And Josh Roberts just didn't have an answer for him.
No, pretty tough to box out that big fella if he's that close to the basket. Just following his own miss.
Ngatai ordering his troops around. Rasmussen has the ball back into the hands of Ngatai. He goes for the three himself. Miscommunication on defense. Everyone looking for the rebound. Hawks might get it back. In fact, they do. 2 seconds left to go on the clock, and they will inbound.
Callum McRae thought he had it. Bit of frustration there, but I'd love to see the passion on his face. This means a lot to him. He wants to get this win for the Sharks.
Rasmussen steps back for the three. Doesn't get there, so the Southland Sharks, they hold on to their lead at 79-71 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks. And as Tom Abercrombie said, they have surpassed their usual scoring average of 75, and we still have a quarter to go. You can just tell the Hawke's Bay Hawks might kick it into an extra gear, knowing that they have a 6th place spot up for grabs. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter of the NZNBL game for your Thursday night up after this. Welcome back to ILT Stadium in Southland, where the Sharks have the lead 79-71 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks, and in typical Hawks fashion, they will not leave the Sharks alone. It is 8 points the difference. The Hawks know that it's integral to get a win tonight to be outright 6th. A loss could see the Giants overtake them. The alley-oop. What a start to the fourth quarter.
Markel Lotz gets the Southland Sharks off to the perfect start in this fourth quarter. Great find from Cooper Robb. And the Sharks fans are on their feet.
Offensive rebound, second chance points for the Hawks and more. Just makes it look so easy.
Well, I said it before, you get a feeling the Hawks are going to come back and win this thing. It's going to be on Isaiah Moore's hands to really push the issue here and be aggressive in this fourth quarter, as we see him do just that.
Doesn't get the rebound though, so here come the Southland Sharks. They go to Taufa, he couldn't get there either. Good defense coming in from Ngatai. Southland tidied up too.
Yeah, really nice block there from Ngatai. And a key moment too. Southland Sharks looked like they had that one.
Need to capitalise on any of the stops that you get at the moment, because it has been that close. Moore again takes it on himself to go hard, and he gets the opportunity to get 2 points for his team from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, and that final quarter started off with a hiss and a roar.
Certainly did, as we see the opening play of that quarter. It was big Callum McRae actually with the pass here. Pinpoint lob action for Markel Lotz, coming off the bench, throwing it down. This will be free throws number 11 and 12 for Isaiah Moore, who's obviously made a real conscious effort to get himself in the paint here tonight. He's only shot the 1-3. He's 4 for 13 from the field for his 15 points, as he continues to try and will his Hawks team to victory.
The Sharks, they can sense it, that they could pick up another win here tonight. McRae was wanting the ball. Rob decided against it, and it does eventually fall for the point guard.
Yeah, lovely patient play there from Cooper Robb, who's slowly found his feet in this one. Slow start for him, but he's up to 11 points now.
Ngatai driving, and Roberts throwing it down.
Man, he got up. Josh Roberts throwing it down with ease.
And like what Ngatai did there, he just pinned his ears back. And hanging out here, out on the corner, was Rob. Didn't matter that he missed it, because who was there? None other than McRae, the second best offensive rebounder in the competition.
And he does it without even leaving his feet, Taylor. Just great use of body position as Lucas Sutherland knocks down a big three at the other end. He's been fantastic for the Hawks tonight. He's got 24 points.
Massive on offense. Sutherland, Taufa for three. Trying to tidy that up was Lotz. He gets a bump in the back. Referee says, I didn't see it. For the Hawks, if they can score here, to cut down this lead. Rasmussen has heavy contact there. Should I say heavy defense? I don't think there was any contact. McRae almost doesn't know what to do with ball in hand, getting up there so quickly. And passes it to Rasmussen. Bit messy.
Probably just took a few too many dribbles there. Big Callum needed to give it up early, but the Hawks sensing some danger in the water, able to come up with a big turnover. And as you say, it's just a 5-point game. You feel like all the momentum has been with the Sharks, and they've played better basketball tonight, but the Hawks are just hanging around, and the longer they do so, the more that pressure comes on the Sharks to try and pick up that all-important win at home. We know how important it is for the Hawks as well.
Always dangerous playing a team with nothing to lose. The bounce pass, the no-look pass out to Rasmussen for three. And it doesn't drop. Asprey with the rebound.
Fantastic possession, though, from the Hawks. Get the ball through some hands, generate wide open three. They'll be happy with that look.
I loved the movement there. And McRae just with the little spin. He didn't have to do much.
Oh, that's just beautiful from the big fella. Footwork, body control. Doesn't need to leave the ground to be effective.
More to ball. Little pump fake from Rasmussen, and the block coming from behind Cooper Robb.
Cooper Robb, the little point guard, getting up. Massive defensive play.
Robb looking for some options. He's getting hassled there by Southland. McRae eventually grabs that ball. Under the legs pass. This is a outstanding play from Inga. Unfortunately, the shot didn't go down. Waiting out on the wings there was Rasmussen, and he makes them pay with a three-point shot.
Well, it was a little messy down the other end, wasn't it? But the Hawke's Bay Hawks, as they've done all night long, they've had some success pushing it in transition, finding early three-point shooters. And on that occasion, Keanu Rasmussen delivers.
Time on the shot clock coming close to an end. Inga from the edge.
Well, the offensive rebound there from Cooper Robb will be Southland Sharks' 10th offensive rebound tonight. They've had 14 points, second chance points, as opposed to the Hawke's Bay Hawks who've just had the 2. So it's been a bit of a defining factor in this one. The Sharkies just coming up with those extra possessions. Callum McRae done a fantastic job all night long of doing that as well.
McRae dishes it to Burton. Rob up there, out on the perimeter and on the fly, planted his feet quickly. That is a beautiful shot from Rob, standing up when they needed him.
Huge shot from Rob. As we see Coach Sam Gruggan very, very frustrated with the defensive effort there from his team. Just a lack of urgency from Southland on that occasion to chase the shooter off the three-point line. And Cooper Robbs hit some big buckets in the second half for the Southland Sharks, who've opened them up. 83-point lead.
Large meatball pizza. I've worked up an appetite watching this game, to be fair.
Pick one up on the way home.
I think that is on the cards. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm not cooking when I get home.
If you order it now, it'll be ready for you on the way. That is if we don't get overtime. Could happen.
It could. And just because you said it, it's going to happen. And look at that. Well done to Callum McRae. I think if you're Alonzo Burton and Lucas Sutherland, you might be questioning that, thinking you should be up higher. Inga has been good too. There's plenty of people, but I do think Callum McRae has been good tonight.
Callum's been fantastic. He's got 18 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. So he's on triple-double watch. Includes 4 offensive rebounds. He's been a massive part of the Sharks' effort tonight, but it's been a balanced effort too. Cooper Robb with 14, Burton with 19, Inga with 18. Shared the scoring load.
And that's been crucial for them, as it hasn't been just one person carrying the team, as Moore does brilliantly to get that ball in the bucket. Burton has Kenny on him, back on to the court, the GM, and it just opened up for Burton. Good vision, good line to run.
Great vision, and just so many holes in this Hawke's Bay defense right now. As we spoke about, they are last in the league in defensive rating. That man is first in the league in scoring. He knows how to do that, but it's the other end of the floor. The Hawke's Bay Hawks are going to come back and try and find a way to win this. They need to get some stops at the other end, and at the moment, it's all just too easy for the Southland Sharks.
Cooper Robb picks up his 4th personal foul here. Won't be surprised if he takes a seat on the bench, and a rare miss this time from Moore too. They try to go quickly. And Moore, well, works hard on defense as well. Gonna make that Southland team pay if they don't treasure the ball. Looking for that 3-point shot and banks it too. So again, Isaiah Moore, he is just working.
I told you,
wonders.
Taylor, he's going to will them to victory. He's got this back to a 2-point game. And you feel like the Sharks have just been completely on top of this thing since that first quarter, but unable to pull away. Speak about the defensive struggles of the Hawks. Well, the Sharks are having their own.
You said it, he's got that look in his eye. If we take a look at some of the Chemist Warehouse stats, and it's quite interesting. The points in the paint again, 46 for the Sharks, 36 for the Hawks.
Yeah, and Isaiah Moore, as we spoke about, he's up to 24 points, 9 assists so far in this one. And he's done it in a variety of ways, but really attacking the basket has been the priority tonight. He's got to the free throw line 13 times. So been super aggressive, trying to get those 2 feet in the paint. And if they're helping too much, he's done a good job of finding the open man too for 9 assists.
And the other big stat too is the free throw attempts. So the Sharks have only had 5 attempts. They're 5 from 5, but 26 attempts for the Hawks.
Yeah, 26 attempts from the free throw line, as we said. Just a real focus on getting to the rim and drawing fouls, and Isaiah Moore has been a big part of that.
Rob running out of options. Needed to get that pass away. Paul Goes up and under the rim, and he throws that ball back, and it will be a back court.
Yeah, just got himself trapped under the rim there. It was a good job from the Hawks coming out of that timeout and putting some pressure on Cooper Robb again, forcing the Sharks into a shot or a possession they probably hadn't drawn up out of the timeout.
So if the Hawks can score here, that'll be a huge win, considering they have trailed since the second quarter. Ngatai has Inga on him. Two familiar teammates from Tall Black times. And getting under was Josh Roberts. But giving up the foul, unfortunately, was Lots, I believe.
And Josh Roberts done a great job tonight, just being in that dunker spot or around the keyway, and he gets the dish anywhere near there. He gets that 1-2 step, and such a good athlete can get himself up on the rim in a hurry.
Roberts.
Unfortunately, hasn't shot the free throw ball very well tonight. He's 1 for 4.
Had the opportunity to level. Now it's a 1-point game. 3.5 minutes left here in the NZNBL. The Southland Sharks, can they hold on for another victory? Will the Hawks come back and disrupt the party? Lots loses his footing. Gets it away to his teammate, and oh, they'll still inbound the ball with 7 seconds left on the shot clock.
Well, Southland Sharks just need to hold on here. Callum McRae taking a bit of a rest on the bench. He's been fantastic for the Sharks tonight, as we see Ben Hall just putting his head down, deflection out of bounds. I don't suppose he'll be spending too much more time on the bench before he re-enters the fold to try and close this one out.
Burton, there's Rasmussen there. Disrupting was Roberts. They've run out of time on the shot clock. They couldn't get that away. I guess they did get it away on time. So resets as the ball hit the rim. 5 more seconds left on the shot clock here. Again,
The Hawks just cannot come up with the rebound. Southland Sharks have got 12 offensive rebounds in the night, and none more critical than these last 2 possessions. Hawks just cannot come up with it. Need some help for big Josh Roberts down there, who works tirelessly on the rebound. He's got 11, but not too much help from the rest of the team.
So their third attempt off this possession here. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Lots loses the handles. Rasmussen is going to try and go quickly. It's 1-on-1, and he gives up the foul that he didn't need to give.
And 1-2. What a finish from Keanu Rasmussen, who had Markel Lots hot on his heels, breathing down his neck, and just shows some great poise. You see here on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, Lots just trying to get the timing for that block. He can't quite get it. Rasmussen with a nice finish.
So for the first time since midway through the second quarter, the Hawks take the lead. And with 2.5 minutes to go, it might be heartbreak for the Sharks. They've got ball in hand, still 2.5. 1 point the difference. Inga. McRae back on court. Short spell on the bench. And then more disrupting. The pass wasn't accurate enough from McRae to Rob.
That's the 15th turnover for the Sharks tonight. We spoke about all the great things they've done, but looking after the ball, they have not done so well. And Keanu Rasmussen just puts a dagger into the Sharks with yet another 3.
Hawks capitalizing on the mistakes. Take another look at this one, Tom.
Yeah, Isaiah Moore, 2 feet in the paint. He knows how to find his shooter, Keanu Rasmussen, in the corner, and that is a double-double for Isaiah Moore. He's got 24 points and 10 assists now. As we see our mix and pick MVP voting, Callum McRae just continues to climb, but dare I say it, Isaiah Moore might be getting a few more votes now, especially with the Hawks starting to regain this lead.
Don't forget to vote and take part in every single game in the NZNBL. How have you been
Free
going?
pizza on the line.
Yeah, free pizza.
I haven't won any free pizza yet. My picks aren't very good. Callum McRae triple-double watch, just by the way. 18 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists at the moment. He gets 2 more assists, I don't care if they win or lose. He's my MVP.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities.
Interestingly, Taylor, Southland Sharks only shot 5 free throws tonight, compared to the 29 that the Hawks have shot. That is quite the discrepancy.
It's probably a combination of them not driving hard enough as well into the paint and forcing those fouls as Asbury cuts down that lead, brings it back down to 2. Moore knows that time is on their side at the moment. The Sharks chasing. Southland dishes that ball off to Moore. The bounce pass getting up is Roberts.
Putting it down all over big Callum McRae. What a dime too from Isaiah Moore.
Asbury for the jump shot and the end one, and that is a big play. He is standing up in the last few minutes.
What an answer. Both teams making big plays down the stretch. Caleb Asbury answering the massive dunk at the other end by Josh Roberts. As we see it here on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Asbury just getting Rasmussen slightly out of position. You've got to give the shooter space to land.
So the Hawks with 1 point lead. The Sharks call is going around the tank here at the ILT Stadium, Southland. We enter the last minute. Ngatai couldn't get that ball to fall.
Here come the Sharks, down 1. The ball is in Caleb Asbury's hands. He's been making big plays all down the stretch.
But they've got fouls to give to the Hawks. Asbury decided against the 3. And no whistle whatsoever. They're going to inbound the ball, the Sharks.
Josh Roberts flying over from the weak side, but Asbury was wide open on the 3-point line. He had the shot if he wanted it, but he chose to attack the hoop. The Sharks will get the ball back though. 6 seconds left on the shot clock.
McRae is there. He needs to drive hard and quickly. 3 seconds left. Gets over. Can't get the hook shot. They're fighting for it. They've got possession again. 30 seconds left. This could come down to the wire. You want to get it back to your big man. He's been successful, but they go to Rob, and that is a clutch shot.
Cooper Rob. A massive shot to put the Southland Sharks back in the lead. Nothing much was happening on this possession, dribbling around, but he finds his sweet spot. And the Sharks are back in the lead.
This game is going right down to the wire. Ahead of this game, you had the Hawks by 11 plus.
That I did.
The Sharks took that personally.
I also picked overtime about 10 minutes ago, so let's see if that one eventuates.
What a game we've been treated to tonight. We've seen some great moments from both teams, but also areas that they'll need to fix up heading into the rest of the season.
As we see on our MVP voting, Callum McRae down to 48% now, a little bit more of a share for Isaiah Moore and Keanu Rasmussen. They've both been fantastic for the Hawks.
Inger's dropped off that list. I think he's been good.
Braden Inger had a fantastic first half, as we see our wonderful Shark fans. The Sharks are up and about, circling. They sniff a victory.
He looked rather thirsty.
Yeah, they're thirsty in the Shark tank. It's good to see.
So, mere seconds left. 24.1 seconds left on the game clock. 24 seconds on the shot clock. What can they conjure up? Are they going to take the last shot, or are they just wanting to
They're really trying to keep the ball out of Isaiah Moore's hand right now.
Don't want to give away any fouls here, the Sharks. They don't want to give them an easy ride, and it's a miss. But the foul for the rebound, and they're in the bonus.
They are in the bonus. Big Josh Roberts on the offensive glass. Leads the league in offensive rebounding, and none bigger than that one. Pretty good defense from the Sharks. Did a good job keeping the ball out of Isaiah Moore's hands. They forced Jordi Ngatai into the post, and Josh Roberts just bails them out with the offensive rebound.
Big pressure here on Roberts. He's got the chance to get the win if he can get both of these shots in.
Well, he's 2 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
First one is successful. We could be in overtime.
Surely not.
Waiting with bated breath are his teammates, and he banks the second, and it could be heartbreak for the Sharks. 3 seconds left, and you gotta feel for them.
You do. You gotta feel for the Sharkies. They've done so many good things tonight, but the Hawks have just hung around. It has not been pretty, but they will take this win no matter what way it comes, if they can hang on. But 3.9 seconds is plenty of time. Caleb Asprey, Cooper Robb have shown in recent positions they can create a shot out of nothing.
Here we go, 3.9 seconds. What is the play? It is now or never for the Sharks. Burton goes up for the 3. Can't get there, doesn't get that shot off either, and that is the game. Absolute heartbreak for the Southland Sharks. You can see it on their faces. The Hawks barely survive the Shark attack, but they do come up triumphant. 1 point the difference, 100 to 99. Probably one of the games of the season when it comes to how tight this was. And in the end, it is the visitors, the Hawks. And Tom, what are your initial reactions to that game?
Wow. I'm somewhat speechless, Taylor. That was an incredible finish, and what was an incredibly exciting game too. And as you said, you got to feel for the Sharks. Did so many good things tonight, so much improvement from the offensive end. Built themselves up a couple of leads, but the Hawks did not go away. Did just enough, showed just enough poise down the stretch, made the big plays when they needed to. Josh Roberts, 2 massive free throws to clinch this one. And you just sense the despair on the Sharks' faces. Braden Inga, that face says it all right now. Those guys have got to be gutted.
Getting some solace there. Callum McRae finishes the night. Just missed out on his triple-double. We had 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 assists.
One more assist, they might have won the game.
That's a heartbreak. Let's take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, and the points were relatively evenly spread for both teams, and that's great to see.
Yeah, well, Isaiah Moore, league's leading scorer. He had 24 tonight. He had to work for them. It was hard work. Got himself to the free throw line 14 times, I think. Lucas Southland was fantastic for his 24 points. Shot the ball extremely well. Braden Inga had a fantastic game for the Sharks after a terrific first half. He finished with 18 points, 13 rebounds. Big Josh Roberts worked tirelessly for the Hawks in the paint for his 12 rebounds as well. And here we see Callum McRae, 9 assists, 1 assist off a triple-double. Isaiah Moore with the 10 assists himself. Jordi Ngatai with 8 assists as well. That ball being shared around plenty tonight as both teams shot the ball pretty well. Josh Roberts, again, that presence in the paint. 4 big blocks on the evening. A couple of massive ones coming in from the weak side and cleaning up things for his team. Plenty of steals for the Hawks too. Isaiah Moore and Rasmussen leading the way with 2. Plenty of help from some of the other lads. But you do have to feel for the Sharks. They find ways to lose. And unfortunately tonight, it was one of the more heartbreaking ways to do so, but
the fans are still happy.
They're still happy. They're still drinking.
Absolute devastation for the Southland Sharks. They really battled their hardest tonight, and it was just 1 point in the end. And you got to give it to Roberts, getting up, getting that rebound, and just getting that foul. And so with that win, the Hawke's Bay Hawks now solidify themselves in 6th spot. They have 6 wins. The Giants, Nuggets, and the Phi hot on their heels. Tauranga Phi will host the Giants, so that's a big game too. If the Giants get that win there, they'll overtake the Hawke's Bay Hawks. But the Hawks have an opportunity to really stamp their mark in 6th spot if they can get a win over the Nuggets, who are also chasing that 6th spot. So those next 2 games mean a lot for the ladder. The Airs will play the Saints Saturday evening, and then after that on Sunday, 2 very big games, the Tuatara and the Rams, and the Jets and the Bulls. The Bulls wanting to really ignite their season once more heading into the playoffs. Well, that is it here on your Thursday evening in Southland. It's a cold world out there for the Southland Sharks, unfortunately. And it's cold outside in Invercargill, that's for sure as well. But thank you so much for joining us here on behalf of Sky and Tom Abercrombie and myself. We wish you a good evening, and we will see you back here tomorrow night for another big matchup in the NZNBL. Mā te wā.